Let's talk about your blood. All right, I know it's a weird way of starting this video out. Let's talk about the ABO blood system and being positive and negative. So before we get into that, let's talk about antigens and antibodies. I like to give the analogy for antigens as being a flag on your cells. These flags allow your immune system to determine what cells are your cells and what cells might be invading cells. You can see our red blood cells here with these antigens. These are the markers on the cell. Now, antibodies are proteins that your immune system will use to identify and target foreign cells. These antibodies will attach to the antigens of cells and they'll start an immune response. Usually in the blood, it's coagulation. All right, now that we have these two terms down, let's talk about what these antigens look like on your cells. So basically there are four main groups of blood types in humans. That is A, B, AB, and O. This is because both A and B are dominant to O. That means they're co-dominant. This is also an example of something called multiple alleles, where there are multiple different alleles for one phenotype. You can see the A blood individuals will have A antigens. B blood people will have B antigens. AB blood will have both A and B antigens. And then the O blood will not have these antigens. You notice here that people with A blood will also produce something in their plasma called antibody B. Now this antibody B, will react with B blood. However, A people don't have B blood, so they're okay. Same goes for people with B blood. They'll produce an antibody in their plasma that reacts with A blood, but they'll be okay because they don't have A blood, they have B blood. Now, people with AB blood don't have either antibody in their plasma because these antibodies would react with their own cells and that would cause a problem. People with O blood don't have any antigens, however, they produce both antibodies in their plasma. They can produce both because, again, they don't have A or B antigens. This means that the people with O blood are the universal donor because their cells don't have the A or B antigen that the antibodies would react with. And people with AB blood are the universal receiver since they don't make any of the antibodies that would react with the different types of cells. Now, with that being said, there are two subgroups that I didn't talk about yet. You have your positive and negative blood. People with positive blood have another set of antigens called the Rh factor. You can see all the people that have A, B, AB, and O positive blood have this extra set of antigens. And their plasma doesn't produce any antibodies that would react with it. People with negative blood don't have any of these antigens. However, they'll produce the positive antibody. And these antibodies and antigens will react in a very similar way to the ABO blood system. I think you can see this best with people with O blood. You can see in both of these cells, there is no A or B antigen. However, O positive has this extra set of antigens. That's the positive blood. O negative blood doesn't have either the A or B antigen or the positive antigen.